And we are live. Welcome, everybody. This is Success Stories powered by OneStream Live. I'm your girl, Krissa Skodra. And in this brand new series, I'm featuring real success stories from OneStream Live users who use live streaming successfully in order to grow their business, their brands, their community. So in each episode, I will be featuring an entrepreneur, a creator, a brand ambassador that is using OneStream Live to achieve very concrete, tangible goals. Today, in the studio with me in the first episode, I have the great pleasure to welcome Mr. Karl Daniels. Hi, Karl.
How's it? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. I'm feeling really
You were
excited to
telling
be on your
something
show.
before we go online, but let me introduce you to all the audience we have. And this is live. We are streaming live thanks to the power of OneStream Live from the northernmost part of Europe, Finland, where OneStream Live is based at, to the southernmost part of the African continent in South Africa, where Karl Daniels is based at. So we are in the same time zone. So 11 o'clock our time. Welcome to our live stream. Make sure also wherever you're tuning in and listening from, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, write your comments. I will see them in the unified chat. Let me plug in and connect my chat here. So we are streaming live to all the OneStream Live's social media and YouTube, and to my personal accounts as well. As I said, Karl Daniels is from South Africa, but he is a UK born man. He is a highly respected photographer, an entrepreneur, the owner of KJD Photography. He has many years of experience in the industry. A great reputation. He's a very handy man. He will tell us shortly. And he's also the Godox South Africa Ambassador. I myself have in front of me a Godox light. And he does very beautiful fashion, editorial, commercial, event photography. We will see some samples of his work as well. And he is using OneStream Live for his own show, for his own live stream called Getting to Grips, powered by Godox South Africa. Karl, did I say it right? You're so many more.
Yeah, no, that's about everything I think there. Yeah, so yeah, it's OneStream Live. I think with our Getting to Grip show was I actually stumbled across OneStream Live. And I realized that, I needed a tool that was actually going to be robust enough if we needed to do studio stuff like what we're doing now, as well as having our multi-camera type setup. And OneStream Live actually had all the answers to that. So I'm very happy to be a part
about this, just for the people to get to know you a little bit more. I will show also, as I said, samples of your work. Tell us a little bit first about your background, and especially from your own business. You are an entrepreneur, and then tell us how the journey has been when you got the Godox brand ambassadorship and the Getting to Grip show. So let's start from being a photographer, being a British man in South Africa, trying to earn a living. And then we go to that journey and where this robust tool, as you said, OneStream Live, helped you really to go to the next level.
Yeah, so all right. So I came to South Africa in about 1990. And yeah, then I was in a very different trade back then. As was mentioned earlier, I was in more of a hands-on carpentry trade, and then eventually we got into my photography cycle. I've had the photography business for 17 years. I've sort of been around in the industry for a while, started off in a lot of professional motorsport photography, and then moved into studio photography and lighting and really getting to grips with all of that type of stuff. And then from there, I just sort of slowly built up the name of KJD Photography over the years. Then I had to look at a lighting brand because I did have an issue with some of my lighting. It would have cost me more to send them back to America and stuff. So I then came across Godox products. I then switched the studio to totally Godox branded lighting. Became an affiliate. I sort of started off at the bottom there, became an affiliate, quickly rose up through the steps to an influencer because I was sold out on the product, and I think they noticed that I was pushing a lot of stuff out there for them. Became an influencer. And then quickly, about 12 months after that, I became an ambassador. So it was a very quick progress, because I know sometimes it can take a number of years to actually get to a point of being an ambassador, and it's a great team to be able to belong to as well. So that's sort of that.
And tell us a little bit about the Getting to Grips live stream. Now you've been hosting it. Is it for nearly a year now? A little bit more than a year?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's live streaming on a variety of destinations. This is the power of One Stream Live. Tell us a little bit to how many destinations you're streaming. What is the focus of your show? What is the target audience? And if anybody would like to watch more, you see below where you can find more information. So tell us a little bit about the show. What's the concept and what's the target audience? And then how do you use One Stream Live from the technical point of view?
Okay, so I mean, Godox SA on a general, they're very much community-based. So like your community-based photographers, I mean, we can have people that are just getting into photography to quite advanced users of photography that will come in on the show. So it's a broad base, but it's all about building community and being able to show people how to use the product correctly. Making sure that when they purchase the product, be able to see straight away that, okay, well, this is how I can use it. This is how I look after it. So it's important to be able to look after the product as well. So you can actually maintain it, keep it well looked after. And that's something as a brand is very important also, just to encourage those type of things. But it's very community based. So Getting to Grips is really about showcasing product, building community, and actually we do some real crazy ideas as well. We'll do some real sort of very funky type of shoots, very creative shoots, just to give people an insight to what you can use the product for. There's certain lights that they sell as video lights, but we've shown that you can actually shoot those video lights even in photography. So there's things like that, which is obviously the main thing around the actual show. Streaming destinations, we do stream across a vast number of destinations. So we've got the Godox SA YouTube channel. We've also then got my YouTube channel. There's 3 different Facebook pages that we actually stream to. There's the hosted, we've got 2 hosted pages that we've created on the One Stream Live. And I also have an embedded video player on the front of my website. So if people do go to the website and we are streaming, they can actually see us actually there as well. So it's 8 destinations, and also LinkedIn.
Excellent. So this is the beauty of One Stream Live. You were talking before about a robust solution. You were in the search for something that would cater to your needs. So I understand that this show was run before Getting to Grips by someone else in a different way. But when you were asked to host it, you said that this is what I wanted, you're starting to look for a solution. Tell us a little, what was the criteria you were looking for? What was the needs specifically from the technical point of view, where the One Stream Live, you thought that it offered everything that you wanted?
Yeah. So I was obviously looking for something that was going to be very user friendly, something that I could actually do this type of chat studio sessions, but then also offer me the functionality of the RTMP type streaming, because with my setup, I have quite a technical setup, which we'll probably go into a bit later. So I needed to make sure I could support my multi-cameras. I wanted to make sure that I had full control over the stream and everything else. And they offered both solutions. And you also offer the file upload stream as well. So if we do pre-recorded shows, I could then schedule that and get it streamed out as well. So it offered all sort of three solutions, plus the multi-platform was big for us as well. So
let me now just say a shout out to TKA Squad 100. Hi to you. We are streaming live together with Karl Daniels. He's from South Africa, great photographer, very great inspirational live streamer as well, entrepreneur. So you're saying that the One Stream Live was the solution that was catering to your needs. It fulfilled all the criteria, and you use it to stream successfully now your own show, Getting to Grips. You can, if you're interested, check it out at Godox SA South Africa on their YouTube channel. And as Karl mentioned, a variety of destinations. You can find also more about his work at kjdphotographer.com. You see the link below. And you are using, let me show some of your work as well, because you are a great creative. Here we see, I think this is one of your latest photo shootings. Tell us a little bit about what kind of style you have, what kind of photographer you are, what are you interested in wildlife, in studio, in fashion?
Yeah, so I sort of do more sort of portrait photography. So I really sort of concentrate around studio lighting and portraits, like the creative ones, like the Red Indian one that we show in there. Now when I did that shoot, we actually sort of were planning with the model on that about 5 years prior, because I was trying to find that headdress. Now the headdress was the part that took me a while to actually find. And when I did get it, we finally, 5 years later, managed to actually do a shoot. And then we actually did this on a pre-recorded session, and then we actually streamed this via One Stream Live. We actually streamed a pre-recorded show of that shoot on One Stream Live. So,
excellent. But apart from the studio, you do also, let me show this, because I find this is one of the benefits of living in a country as South Africa. So tell us a little bit about this kind of work when you go outside the studio.
Yeah, so this is my relaxation. This is where I find my sort of my peace, my rest, and everything else. To get away to the bush and to go and spend a few days away just shooting wildlife, that to me is like, that's a holiday. It beats the beach. This is the type of holiday I actually love and enjoy and rest in. So that is my restful work.
That's good. So you're not only in the studio, but outside in the wildlife, in the nature, where the brains relax and your body, and that's brilliant. What are, Karl, if you speak to photographers out there, to creatives, what do you think, from your point of view as a creative person yourself, what do you think are the benefits of having using live streaming in their daily work?
Well, live streaming, once I started this, it actually opened up another door of opportunity even from my business side. So I can earn a revenue from live streaming, which is one part that opened up. But I think as a creative, I think getting yourself out there, I mean, even to the point where I do sometimes a 10 to 15 minutes live stream to just explain the upgrades that I'm doing in studio. It's just to get yourself out there, get people seeing you, and be able to sort of create that following, because creating a following, you get spin-offs. You'll get people booking you. Oh, I saw your live stream. Was so interested. I love the way you shot that. Can we book you? So things happen, spin-offs happen like that. People see me working with one product, and then they contact me about another product because they can see that I'm working with the Godox system and I'm physically working with it. I'm not just talking about it. And that's the one nice thing about getting to grips, is you can be very strong in theory, give a whole load of theory on a very technical type show. But I find creatives like myself feel theory sometimes is not what we need. We don't function that way. We want to visually see what is going on, how is the guy using the light, even ask questions. How far is that light away, or how far is the background from the person? So they start interacting and asking questions, and that way I find a lot of creatives actually learn faster, quicker, and they get involved also in the live stream. So I think it's important to actually be out there and just sort of take it by the horns. Live stream. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what people think and stuff, and just go for it. And yeah.
You spoke about Godox South Africa and building the community, and you have an educational role in your Getting to Grips show. You're there to teach, to talk about how you do things, get them inspired. How has streaming helped you grow the community? You mentioned that you've been in touch with the variety of people, and the business has grown, and your personal brand as a thought leader has grown. How have you helped? What is the feedback you have gotten from Godox, for instance? And is it also that your show is powered by golden power batteries?
Okay, so Golden Power Batteries and Godox SA are basically the same sort of company. So Godox SA is the Godox brand that
Daughter company.
under the South African sort of distributor. And Golden Power Batteries is your main company that bring in that and sell under the Godox SA brand.
So you're demonstrating their products, their portfolio, whether it's lights or batteries or anything else that it belongs in their product line. So what kind of feedback have you gotten? Have you had people reaching out to you? Oh, I'd love to do this. I'll buy this light. I'm considering switching to this light. Have you had such feedback that you really help the brands with your live streaming efforts to get even the message bigger out there and promote themselves?
Yeah, so I think with being a brand ambassador of Godox SA, we always are getting questions and stuff like that. But I think for getting the product out there and seeing what people are, so they've got a sort of a system where each brand ambassador or each creative has a certain code that's given to them. It's almost like a coupon code. So often we can actually see exactly what has been going on, where people will go and have a look at a product. We can actually see that type of stuff on some of the reports. And then you can also see what people have then purchased after watching your show. So there is sales and there is sort of engagement to the actual brand directly from these shows as well. So it does happen. And as I said, I had somebody watch a show on the FL100 lights that I did, and they asked me questions around about a totally different light because they're now starting to get into things. So gave them the advice, and and then they've been engaging purchasing stuff from Godox SA. So it does help.
For everybody watching out there, tell us a little bit, how do you prepare for those live streams, from your technical setup to people helping you with the actual OneStream Live studio? Tell us a little bit, try to explain to the audience watching and listening, what does it take for you to produce this show? Of course, OneStream Live is quite user friendly, but you're there doing your actual work, so you must need some help. Tell us a little bit about the external cameras you're having, or how you go about it from the technical point of view and also the practical point of view.
Yeah. So obviously, around the actual show itself, I sort of will then think of a concept, come up with the concept. And normally what I say, joking around with people, is says, well, your one live stream for like 1 hour is like almost like 5 days of preparation. You know, organizing the model, getting any sort of costume stuff that we actually need, arranging, obviously, if we need to pick up any additional lighting from Godox SA to do the show. So it's the running around there. So the planning and the prepping can take a few days around that. The actual help inside, I have my daughter who does the whole stream switching cameras and stuff like that. So she's been a great help on that side of things. And yeah, so what we actually use a stream switcher. I'm not sure if I can even say the brand on here, but we use a stream switcher that actually only can stream to one destination, and this is why we had to go to OneStream Live to actually go to our multiple destinations. So we have a stream switcher, which is then we have an audio desk. So all the wireless mics and everything else like that goes to an audio desk. Then the audio desk goes into the streamer, and then the streamer is connected to the internet, and then we set up our stream keys and everything on the streamer, and then it's just one place to OneStream Live. Because if we had the added stress where we could stream to multiple destinations, you'd have to set up the server there, the URL for that, the stream key for that site, the URL from that one, the stream key from that, and it just will add stress and gray hairs to my head if we had to keep on doing that.
And of course, I think not everybody is as tech savvy as you. I guess many of the people who are into the photography business, they might want to stream from their clients also. You might have clients that they want to stream their wedding, so that their family overseas or abroad would like to tune in and watch, and other purposes, of course. So you have to really know how to do things in a successful way. Let me say just hi. I have a comment here and a couple of comments on LinkedIn. So hi to Sayan Army. And then from LinkedIn, we have Sharik Ismail. He says that success isn't just about the camera, it's about the vision behind the lens. And he's continuing into writing, photography isn't just capturing moments, it's preserving emotions forever. Thank you, Sharik. Do you have any comments to that? Do you share the vision and the?
No, it is, because often when I do, because I do one-on-one teaching to photographers, and it's about creating that emotion. It's about creating that moment in time, not just even like this where we do in the studio, but being out there in the wildlife. Like, I will see a leopard in a tree and it maybe have an impala, and you'll never get that moment again. You've got it. It's unique. It's there. For people's weddings as well. I mean, it's capturing that type of special moment, and that's what photography is all about.
And photography is one thing, capturing that moment, but live streaming, I think adds another layer to authenticity, because then you see the moving picture right there, right then. You're in a different location, you're in a different geographical part of the world, but then you get to share that unique moment that only is possible through video. That distance is doesn't matter anymore. You have a sense of belonging. And thank you everybody for tuning in and listening. Now we're creating our own sense of belonging here. We are live. Karl Daniels, photographer, entrepreneur from South Africa, and I'm exactly in the opposite direction, a different geography totally, in the north of Europe, in Finland, where OneStream Live has its headquarters. So tell us a little bit about your upcoming live streams. What are we gonna see next? So if anybody wants to watch you getting to grips, what's in store for the viewers and your subscribers?
Okay, so the next few live streams that we do have planned are very much along the creative side. So we're going to be working with, I don't want to give too much away, but we will be working with things like light painting on a show, working with different techniques with the camera and the lighting together. So that should be quite an interesting show. And then we have also a show lined up for dramatic type black and white photography. So there'll be those type of shows as well. So they're the ones that are on the table at the moment that we're putting together, and looking forward to actually doing those as well, especially the light painting. It's very creative.
Yeah,
Very
looking
creative.
forward to seeing the results. And of course, everybody who is listening to this right now, check out the Godox South Africa YouTube channel, where Getting to Grips, the show that Karl Daniels is hosting using OneStream Live, and of course his own amazing website. Here below, kjdphotography.com. He is the brand ambassador of Godox South Africa. He's entrepreneur, photographer himself, beautiful creative work. And subscribe also here to his own YouTube channel. There we see it also below. Karl Daniels, here it is. So you have a lot of things going on. What is a typical day looking like? How do you divide your time so that you remain sane, creative, and productive at the same time?
Yeah, so one day a week, I'd sort of try and set aside just to sort of feed my creativity side. So I'll just try different things with lighting, play around in studio, and that's all I would do on a specific day. I try and do that once a week. Maximum is once every 2 weeks, but I try and keep that to once a week, because I find as a creative, if you get too rolled up in the business side of things, you end up getting into a very not a good creative space. So it's important for us creatives to actually make sure you set that time aside to feed that creative monster that you have inside and stuff. So that helps me keep creative. Obviously, then there's the editing time. Once you go out on shoots, you have to then come back and do your editing, or if you're doing in studio, you do your editing process. That will probably take sort of most of the time sort of into the evenings. As us creatives, we seem to work in the midnight hours.
Night owls. I also get this amazing ideas. All the solutions come at night.
So we sort of tend to leave the editing of towards that, and then obviously shooting during the day. Most times I'm shooting in studio. Otherwise, I'm out on events and covering corporate events, or even doing live streaming for families that have unfortunately lost loved ones. So yeah, that's sort of my days that I'm sort of running around. So it's between editing, running the business. Outsource your weaknesses as a creative. If your admin or your accounting is not great, outsource it to an accountant, and that is business stress off your shoulder as well. So I found that a big help on my side of things.
Karl, have you, when you were a little boy growing up in the UK, have you thought that you would be a brand ambassador? You would do live streams? Was it sort of, did it sort of happen? Did you envision it? Did you manifest it? Do you, or sort of it happened because you were good at it and you wanted to share your knowledge? How this, because maybe people listening might be interested to know, how can I want to do this? I want to be the Karl Daniels. I want to have my own business. I want to be an ambassador. I want to do live streaming. What do you think are the success factors here? Why these things have come to you? Is it your hard
Yeah,
work? Is it your creativity, or is it sort of happened?
I think it's a mixture between the creative side and sort of a vision and the hard work to get that vision in place. Because obviously, when I grew up as a young boy, it was a very different era. It was like very long time ago. We didn't even have the internet. Our phones were still attached to the wall with a cable. So obviously, life has very changed. So if you are a younger person now wanting to get into those things, then obviously it's, what vision do you have? What is your passion? And really, are you wanting to build like such a creative look and brand for yourself that you're willing to put in the hard work and push it through? Mine sort of came to me because obviously once I started in the photography, I was very introverted. I was a very quiet young boy, just got on with my stuff and sort of did that. And photography brought a different side out of me. And I think once I started getting into studio work, where I had to interact with people, then it pulled out a little bit more. Then your confidence grows. And then you start sort of looking, well, I was always good at art. How can I take what I was good at drawing in the old days? How can I bring it in front of the camera? And that was just experimenting. As I said, that one day a week, just try out different things. Some things work, some things don't. You just move on and carry on pushing. And don't worry about what people are saying. Because when I started this live stream, I thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to be now in front of all these people now doing what I normally do on an everyday basis. What I found was when I actually forgot about that and just got on with what I was normally doing, it became natural. So don't worry about what people say. Do what you do and do it the best you can do it. And that's advice that I can give to anyone. And that's what I say to my daughter. She's now busy studying fashion design. I said, do your best that you can and really get it out there. And she's also a very creative streak as well.
So she's the one helping you when you're hosting, you're getting to grips a live stream. And she's also doing makeup and fashion design, so multi-talented.
Yeah, she also did hair and everything.
Hair, makeup, fashion, clothes, assistant, producer assistant. Great.
Yeah.
And I think it's important, as you said, that people don't get paralyzed by this fear. Of course, I understand there's the fear of the unknown. That's why I asked you. I don't think that you were perhaps the child that were you in school, the one going in front of the class and narrating stories and poems and singing? You don't strike me like this kind of person.
I was definitely not that person. Definitely not that person. And I think once I got into the creative industry, then it just started coming out, naturally coming out. And I think you get to an age where actually you don't really care what people think around you. You just do what you enjoy.
This is important. So everybody tuning in and listening, listen to Karl Daniels' word. I second that. Do what you're passionate about, what's close to your heart. forget the naysayers. That's giving you the true power. When you really do something you love, the engagement will come, the business opportunities will come, you will get more self-confidence. So this is something that you can learn and grow. So it's great for personal development, personal branding, and of course, presenting yourself to the world as a great person to work with, right? How else would people know how is Karl Daniels? Now we have a chance to introduce him. We see his face, we hear his voice. He does it on his own show as well. And that creates the trust. Do you feel that that has helped you really to take your personal brand and your business to the next level?
Yeah, it is, because people do then sort of look at, I mean, there's a lot of ways of building up business confidence and stuff like that. But I think people are very much more visual nowadays. They don't really now go and switch on their old TVs and watch the SABC ones or the BBC ones or anything really that much anymore. I find a lot of people, because you have the connection to the internet, people go onto YouTube and they'll stumble across your videos and they'll actually watch and they'll like that. And then before you know it, your video is up to 2.7K views and you think, well, how did that happen? Because I didn't even think that one was that great. They should have watched this one. But people stumble across, and different things will affect different people. They will draw on different things from each show that you do.
Yeah.
And I've had people say, oh, we saw one of your videos and we would like to book a shoot. Things happen. I mean, anything can happen. And I think getting yourself out there is an important thing to do, especially nowadays with our internet and our media type of thing. I was speaking to a photographer the other day. How do you get your content out there? In the old days, we used to write letters. We didn't even have email. You used to write letters and print out brochures and portfolios and send it by a snail mail to a company, hoping that they would look at it. Now, you just get online and you actually push your work out there. You'll do a show to showcase images that you took on a shoot the other day and explain how you did it. And there it is. It's out there on the web. It's on the internet, and you can use it as a resource.
Yeah, and I believe this is great because it democratizes also business and the world, because now you have a voice. Everybody has a voice to share, first of all. So now you have a very affordable way. You don't have to go into the traditional media, because as you said, back in the days, you could place an ad in a newspaper or a magazine that would cost you so much. And if you're a small business, a small entrepreneur, a survival entrepreneur, if you like, you couldn't really go and place an ad on TV or radio or the traditional media in print media. But now you have your own channel. Now you have your own voice, your own channel, and you stream to the whole wild web and the whole world. This is the really democratization, I think, of information.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the license you have, how you use OneStream Live.
Okay, so we started out. Well, when I was looking at the platform, obviously I started out and I noticed that the trial version you could stream to 2 destinations, which was a great thing, because then that enabled us to be able to test. That only had the OneStream logos in and everything else because it was the trial version. Worked absolutely perfect. Was happy with that. Then we moved up. I moved up, and I think to the basic package. Then my business started requesting a higher package because now I was getting some streaming work in through the business. So I ended up on the professional package because now that gives me, I would never probably stream to 30 destinations, but we're streaming at least to 8. But the fact that I could actually pre-record up to, I think it's an 8-hour pre-recorded stream that I can actually do. So if I'm doing a corporate event and I actually do a stream that took 5 hours and I need to actually restream that out, at least I can do that on the professional package. So I find that very, very, very useful as well. And the fact that OneStream Live prices in rands for South Africa, that was a big key as well.
You talked about the server being in South Africa as well, having a server.
Yeah.
That was one of the key selling points for you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, if I've got to now look at connecting to a server that may be in the US or maybe in Europe, and I mean, there's things like technical terms like pings and the rates where you can have packet loss. So having a server in Europe could actually cause an effect on my stream and not be sort of as continuous. So having a server located in Joburg, there's that Joburg word, Johannesburg.
Johannesburg, yeah.
Yeah, that actually just made our lives a lot easier. So if we've got a 3 millisecond ping, and I know it's not going to be an issue on a Joburg server, it could turn into a 15, 16, 20 millisecond ping if I'm connecting to a European server. So it was a big advantage for us.
And since you're mentioning about the technical aspect and the importance of having a server there locally, you have some special local conditions as well in South Africa. You mentioned that the power grid perhaps is not very reliable. Tell us, for everybody tuning in from South Africa or in countries that they're facing this powered outage problems. So how do you go about it? Because you just faced something, you told me this morning.
Yeah. So obviously there's certain things that you have to put in place, especially when streaming. Obviously your reliable internet connection and your equipment that you use within the studio. But in South Africa, we have something very unique. There is often what they will have load shedding. They call it load shedding, where areas will be switched off for like 4 hours. You'll have no grid power whatsoever. Or you get unreliable infrastructure in areas, and then the grid power goes off. Like this morning at 9 o'clock, the grid power went off. I am running on our backup power system right now. So we actually put in a solar system with battery backups as well. So we're running directly off our South African sun as I speak. So having a backup power system in South Africa is a must if you're looking at doing live streaming, because you don't want the power to drop in the middle of a live stream. You don't want that frustration.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't want that frustration. All of a sudden now everyone says, "Oh, what's happened?" And it's gone. You know, it's a broken stream, which is not great.
Yeah. So now we had the pleasure of having you here, giving your insights to all our listeners. So everybody, if you're looking for a talented photographer who has the technical capabilities, he has his own power, he'll never be off the grid. Here's your man, Karl Daniels. Check out Karl Daniels' photography, kjdphotography.com. Check out his amazing live streams powered by Godox South Africa, Getting to Grips with Karl Daniels. I would like to thank you so much, Karl, for your time, your insights. And I must say, I'm looking forward to visiting you in South Africa. I want to come to your studio. I want to host a live show with you. And not to mention, I want to move to South Africa, despite the power issues.
No, you're more than welcome to pop in and we can have a podcast session in the studio. You're more than welcome. And it'll be great seeing you in person.
Great. Thank you so much. Have a nice rest of the day. Everybody, Karl Daniels was with me. Thank you, Karl.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Bye. So this was our first episode of Success Stories featuring one of the OneStream Live successful users who are using the power of OneStream Live and live streaming to create amazing live stream and reach a wider audience. So thank you for tuning in and listening, and I'll see you next month with another inspirational guest. Bye.